my name is Dave, and I've been into the CorelDraw graphics scene for many years, since version Corel 3, which came out on the Windows PC back in when what was it, about something like 2000? No, less than that. In the 1990s, I guess, somewhere around there. It was a set of tools, usual tools, drawing tools, photo paint, and tracing. And at the time, I used it with a t-shirt company that used to print garments, which was silkscreen based. So it's a silkscreen printing company. And after that, I used it for the sign making industry, vinyls, decals, anything. The program was amazing. It was considered to be a program where you can actually design at the correct size, and the competitors like Illustrator at the time could not handle that size. It had a limited sheet layout, but in CorelDraw there is a limit, but you can actually draw some magnificent things. And the other thing about the program that stood out more than anything to me was the ability to edit the vectors, and it was a very, very simple way of doing it, compared to the Adobe products. So today, which is what is it, March the 13th, I had a message come up saying CorelDraw 2019 has been released, and I thought, I wonder if it's finally returned to the Mac. I say returned because I don't know, about 10 years ago, Corel did try and release a Mac version, and it was a flop. But this time round, Macintosh, Apple Mac is very popular now, and there is many it's outselling Windows now, and PCs in the design industry now. So when I saw the news that it had come to Mac, I thought, oh my god. So I have partly installed it. I've just ran the installer, and there it is. It's on my computer. So I think I can launch this, and it'll probably, it's at the top right as well. It will probably start asking me questions about registration. Let's see what happens. If so, I will pause this and then come back. Yeah, that's what I thought. I do have an account. I'll go through that, because I do actually have another version of CorelDraw, but I don't know if they will let me upgrade now. I installed in the 15-day trial of 2019 to see what it's like. I just can't believe I am seeing this for the first time on the Mac. So what I'm going to do for the moment, I'm just going to pause this and fill in my details. Okay, so after the asking about my Corel account, I did reset my password and so on, and it told me that now I have authenticated a test trial, and I've got, as it says here, 16 days, and I can click there and purchase it straight away. Well, let's get into this first. So we've got get started, highlights. So it's got power trace. Lets you quickly and accurately convert bitmaps into edible, scalable vector images. Great design, where that's based on existing artwork. Yeah, so you can easily make logos and so on with that. Live sketch uses a pen, I suspect. Live Sketch tool combines the speed of sketching with the flexible stroke adjustment control, so you can capture design concepts, hand draw, vector, curves. Brilliant. This is interesting. CorelDraw app. Sign into this powerful web app when you want to show your client a concept or create remotely when you're not near a computer. Fascinating. I will be looking at that shortly. It basically is cloud-based editing, and I wasn't expecting that. I think that's going to be very, very interesting to see what comes with that. Corel Font Manager. Now that's another interesting thing, because most of the early editions of CorelDraw, CorelDraw Suite, came with a font manager made by Bitstream, and it never got updated. The software never got updated. It was always with every single version, and it never changed. And finally seeing it onto the Macs, well, we shall see what they've done there. I don't know about the previous last version, but the version before I knew, which was 2000. Well, I don't know really. Was it 2017? I don't remember it being called that, but no, X3. Well, of course, they've gone into 4 digits now. Color harmonies and styles. Use color harmony, which combines 2 or more styles in the drawing into a hue-based relationship to quickly produce iterated designs with varying color schemes. Okay, interesting. Mesh fill tool. Now that's been in a few versions now. Fill an object with a mesh to create unique effects. It's a brilliant tool. Specifically a grids intersecting points plus a number of columns and rows of grids for the mesh tool. Yeah, using it on the face here, I can see why they would use it for that. Right, what else we got here? Dark mode, Mac OS 10.14. Well, I'm on the latest Mac as far as I know. 10.14 Mojave. So working in dark mode makes it easier to pinpoint color and detail in your design and see UI items. What's more, it cuts down on the glare, reducing eye fatigue. Yes, I can understand that. I think the competitive software is using black more. Touch bar support. Well, I'm actually using the Mac, MacBook, but I don't particularly like the touch bar. But this one is when designing on the MacBook Pro, you can save time with the touch bar, which offers context-sensitive controls that will change based on the selected objects or tools. Now that is very interesting, although I can't use it. So you can actually just click on bits on the keyboard. Biggest problem with the old Macs and the new MacBooks is they've replaced the F keys. But I understand the keyboard interface isn't brilliant on a new MacBook Pro. So it's not the video for it anyway. But perspective correction tool. You can quickly and easily correct objects in photos that appear in the wrong perspective with this interactive perspex correction tool. Oh, fantastic! So you can they're showing a wall, a signage on the wall there, and they've corrected. What do you call that? There's a word for that. Hoarding to keep people out of building sites. They've corrected the wall there. Healing clone tool, taking the cloud out. That's in Photo Paint. Brilliant. Straighten tool, similar to the other tool. Photoshop has had that for many years. Smart Carver. Easily remove unwanted areas from a photo and simultaneously adjust the photo's aspect ratio with the Smart Carver feature. Smart Carver. So that removes things from photos. After shot standard with HDR. Correct and enhance your RAW and JPEG photos and adjust thousands of photos in a click with batch processing tools with Corel Aftershot free. New product to me, Aftershot. Know nothing about it at the moment. Multi-page documents. Master layers make it easier to create page-specific designs for multi-page documents. interesting. There is some interesting problems with multi-page documents in previous versions, because a lot of SignMaker designers don't like using the page. They actually like designing away from the page, and I'm wondering if that's related to that as well, or they're just saying that you can make booklets onto it. So one of the things I'm quite interested in seeing is how fast it is on the Mac, because that was one of the biggest problems, is the speed of CorelDraw. So learning, we've got some videos to watch here, which I don't think we need to do. Galleries. Okay, get more. Okay, so this is Aftershock Pro 3 seems to be an add-on, and then of course the tablets. This is basically just add-ons to CorelDraw. Fonts, yes, fonts. Special offers. Okay, fair enough. So, new document. This is what I'm expecting to see now. It usually says that. Now, CYMK is the best at designing for printing. RGB is better for, is also good for designing for printers, but their RIP systems, that converts the document into something that the machine can print, has to be tuned perfectly. But that's the best for sharp color. A4, the usual things, inches, millimeters I worked in before, and of course DPI. If you're working for the web and so on, you'd reduce that down, or use the presets here. You can go straight to web right there, and that's the screen. I might leave it on web actually, because I'm doing more web related stuff now than I was in the past. So all those are there. Okay. Hey, there it is. So we've got the hints as usual. Looks exactly like it did in the past. These colours on the right hand side are popping out of my MacBook screen. They're looking fantastic. Nice little red. Wow. Oh, right mouse button. Normally, right, you got two. I've got Macs will have an unusual right mouse button method. Let me just. I've got a plugged-in mouse at the moment, and I think things are just slightly different. Let's try the touchpad. Yeah, 2 fingers down on the touchpad is right mouse button on the Mac. Yeah, it's bringing up a menu. I guess that's a change. So set outline color. Well, that may have been in the old version. Now wheel. Yes, the wheel is basically zoom. Oh, I must have accidentally duplicated it. I actually quite like that pop-out menu. Right mouse button, set outline color. I apologise if this has been in the last version, but I haven't had the last version. I quite like that actually. So this is just giving you an overview of what you just selected. Yes. And here's the tool palette now. I remember having a little arrow in the corner. You press and hold. Right, hey, it looks exactly the same. Imposition tools. Do I remember them? Imposition. okay, the usual is all there. So the marks, the cropping, registration marks, all these can be put on and they don't affect the document. Brilliant. So I'm going to close this down because I pretty much know. Here's the properties. Now, can I make these fly? How do I make it so it doesn't take up so much of the screen? On the Windows version, these can be turned into like floating dockers. They must have had a rethink on that. So when you close them, they disappear. Yeah, and then you have to bring them back. Inspectors, properties. See? Oh, here it is. There's a shortcut here. So let's have a quick look at fonts. CorelDraw. So Helvetica. Oh my god, these are professional fonts. They're not the usual ones I remember. Yeah. So all the things. Now what about Control-Shift-T? Or Command-Shift-T or Alt-Shift-T? Some of the shortcuts that allows us to edit text. No, that didn't actually happen. So the previous versions you used to be able to just press Control-Shift-T or Command-Shift-T or something like that. That would be function. And you will be able to edit the text within the box. That hasn't happened. It's not a big deal. Duplicate, which was Control-D. So what's that, Command-D? Yeah. That's worked. So let's change that to a different typeface. That was pretty quick. It's pretty slick. Let's blend. Right, that's the blend icon. Oh no, it isn't the blend icon. Blend. Blend from that to that. Oh my god, that was quick. Didn't even stress. It's not stressing. That's pretty quick. So zoom out. How far can I get out this time? Now, it's normally a message that comes up when you zoom out, but it doesn't come up, which is good. There was problems with large text. So far, so good. This is a bit of a crazy thing I'm doing, really. Okay, so what else can I do? What about some of the lens filters? And they were in lens, that's what I'm looking for, lens. So where's lens to? Effects, lens. So let's go with tinted grayscale. Yeah, that's fine. Wireframe mode. Magnify. Brilliant. No issues. Working great so far. So, and I've just used backspace there to delete something. That's fantastic, because I did wonder, because on the Mac you don't have a delete key as such, you have a backspace key, and on previous versions of Corel I struggled with that because there's no small delete key on the keyboard. Okay, do we have the we do all the things that we would take for granted. Now save as documents. Version 21.0 is 2019, so we can backwards save right up to version 11. Fantastic. Save test. So I'm going to stick this on the desktop. Save test. It's going to save the color profile data as well, which is useful. And now, can I edit while it's saving? It's warning me it's edited there, so save it quickly. Was that background saving? Well, I haven't got anything really on the on here, so let's close Corel. Corel's still running, so we've still got the backup of save test CDR, and we have save test. There it is with the thumbnail. Get info. Not a lot there. Double click, loads up Corel, and that's not what I saved. Was it? Was it? Yeah, it is what I saved. I've just zoomed into the sheet. Don't save. So yeah, it's fast. It really is smooth and fast. Then again, I haven't really put it to the test. Now, what about bitmaps? Were a problem before. Select that, convert to bitmap, RGB. I used to create a lot of large bitmaps when I was designing for digital print. I'm just trying to so say turn that into a 300 dpi. Think, oh wow, it's done. It's done. That wasn't bad at all. And the quality is there. What's the middle mouse button do? It's struggled a bit there. Doesn't seem to do anything. So if I duplicate this, duplicate, struggling a little bit. That is a big document now. So if I go save, and can I continue working? No, I can't continue working. That's good. Now, of course, this is now a bitmap. Can I go edit bitmap somehow? Was a way in the past. Let's undo some of the moves I've done. Right, let's bring it back to this one. We've got a little bit of a pause. Well, it's possibly sorting out the memory or something. We do have a save bitmap as, which is quite an interesting thing. So we can get the bitmap out. bitmaps. So maybe this is a limitation of the program, but in previous Corels you could just double click and it would launch Corel Photo Paint, and that would allow you to edit directly. So there's the Corel Photo Paint standard, so I'm going to just export this particular element out. I'm having to do it kind of a long way around. Don't like all of this. I just want it out without any questions, and then bring it back in without any questions. So there's the file I've just made. Double click it. That's now loading Corel Photo Paint. Oh, transparent background, it's done it as expected. I don't know much about Photo Paint. I've never been a fan of it. So I'm just going to mark this. I know it's not very exciting. I'm just going to mark this, and I'm going to quit, and it should allow me to save it. There we go. Oh, it's done the thumbnail for it, which is good. Now, has that brought it in as quick as that? It looks pretty good to me. Cool. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm just gonna delete that. We got trace bitmap here. Quick trace. See how quick that is. Or have I got to choose a particular? Oh, it's not responding. So it is tracing that bitmap. Oh, there we go. It's done it. Let's bring it up. We got wireframe. Ah, finally we got wireframe without quick wireframe, which meant absolutely nothing. Oh, yeah, as expected, it was a quick wireframe trace. So my fans are going on the MacBook. It is struggling a bit with it. We used to be able to get information about the document probably here. And I don't see. It used to give me, it says here 4.75 meg. This is getting a bit beefy in memory. It's a bit sluggish. But that is quite a big document, really. So let's go for the menus now. We've got new from template, which has been in there for a while. Open recent. It's got the menu and nice little clear button at the bottom there. Close window, close tab. Okay. Saving, save as a template, revert to saved. All these have been in there for years. Place, another word for import. Export to, print merge. That allows you to do, oh, this is a little bit different. Create fields. So you can have a document, and if you want to replace certain items within a document, like a mail shot, like dear Dave, dear Fred, dear Jim, or so, you would use that. This is a bit sluggish. Okay, I'm going to close this graphic, revert to save. Right, just some boring circles and boxes to have something on the background. Print merge, I can turn that off. Scripts. Yes, you can record yourself and then play it back. Print obviously runs the printers. This looks like what it is in Corel. Yeah, it's exactly the same as the one from CorelDraw on the PC. That's fine for me. I'm happy with that. In position tools, I had that up once already. Allows you to put crop marks and densitometer scales. Document properties is about the document. You can give it tags, keywords, and so on. The old edit menu, cut, copy properties from. Now, yeah, this is one of my things I do like from early CorelDraw. If you pick that up, you can go copy properties from, pick the fill up. So I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided shape here, and I want to copy the properties from that rectangle. There we go. It's a very useful feature for me. But in modern Corel, you can use the other mouse button, drag it over there, and that would do the same, but it didn't. So let's try the edge. No. So they've changed a few things. I appear to be duplicating. Oh, right mouse button is duplicating. So I'm basically pressing right mouse button and duplicating the item without... Ooh, didn't know that. Previously used the power clip. I'll talk about power clip in a minute. So let's delete all of those. Let's get a bit of a mess again. Right, well there's two shapes that I can play with. As I said earlier, I used the board more than the document board. I use these out here in off the board because you can set some massive scalings, which is perfect for sign making. Okay, so we got the paste, select all, find and replace. Really useful feature if you've got to change one particular word. Step and repeat. Yep, that's basically to do with, let's say you've got that and you want to duplicate. I just press Control. I should press Command and D. It's to do with the stepping. So I've just created all of those. I'll just delete that. See if I can get it to do it. If I can remember how to do it. Right, there's step and repeat. You get offset settings, so you can say I want that, say 100 pixels off horizontal and 0 pixels vertical, and I want 2 copies. Apply. So now I've got 2 copies duplicated 100 pixels off. Okay, what else we got? I can close this Docker now. They still call it the Docker. Ah, we've got the familiar outline Docker and so on. So you used to be able to just pick a color and then drag it across. Can I do that with the other button? Nope. That's another change. There used to be an apply button right at the bottom here. What about under here? No. Oh, it's the outline. No wonder I wasn't changing. That's more like it. That's changing now. And you can do rainbow tints, which is all looking pretty fab. You can control a lot from here. Close that down. A bigger space. Right, what else we got? Show tab bar. Okay, that's alright. So if you had multiple, you can have multiple CorelDraw documents open. Wireframe, normal, enhance, and pixels. This is the zoom levels. Pixels mode allows you to see pixels and edit that way. If you're doing web work, it's useful. Normal mode just brings it to smooth edge, more suitable for design, for brochure design and so on. Preview selected only, that basically means select the item, preview select it, it only shows one item. Bring that back, brilliant, that's good. Full screen preview pushes you into a full screen so you can edit full screen. Can I get out easily? Yeah. Page sorter view. Oh, okay, so you can see all of the pages, but as I'm not designing on the page, I'm designing in the outer space, then you're going to see a lot. Zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, we'll pick that lot up. Zoom to fit. Zoom to fit all items. Sorry, that's zoom to fit all items. Proof colors. That runs when you're outputting to a CYMK printer, which is basically a litho press, that simulates the colors what you would expect. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about stuff like that. Now, if you send things as RGB to printers, they can pretty much sort all that out. CorelDraw has changed since version in the year 2000. They changed quite a lot, and the simulating colors, the proofing colors, what you see on the screen is pretty much what you're going to get, but in the past it used to be a problem. View, page, border, bleed, printable area. Well, that's all to do with this. You see that little edge there. It's called the bleed. Printable area. This is an old famous problem of Corel. You'll see I've got an A4 page here, but I'm actually designing an A4 layout. So one of the things that used to annoy my colleagues a lot, the printer works differently. It's called imposition tools. Okay. You set up, this is all changed. You basically can design for different kinds of layouts, whether it's portrait, landscape, and the printer could be portrait only or something, and you want to design in those landscapes. That's one way of explaining it. It's where it gets the information from is it asks your print driver what is it set to, and it shows you what it can print to. So that's what that is. Document grid and baseline grids. This is for when you're using allows you to, what you can see is just grids and lines and dots. It helps you align things up with snapping and so on. Rulers, one of the best things you need for when you're doing designs for sign making or so on is accurate measurements. 0 is here on the document, and you can draw 100 by 100 box, but let's type it in. 100 by 100, 100 by 100. There you go. This is a scaling factor. Ignore that for a moment, and we want it right on the edge. Okay, it's putting it to the center. It's currently set to center. I could have put it to the edge. Another feature in recent Corels is you can type in your measurements. So I've just moved that 5 inches up, and it will do it. It's one of my favourite things. Is accuracy. Was I on this one? I was. Rulers is up, guidelines is up. So if you drag from the left, you have a guideline. You can then move this to snap to the edge. Right, well, snap to guidelines is not on at the moment. Just snapping to the edge of the page at the moment. So we got snap, snap off, snap on. Okay, well, snap off's turned off that snapping. Oh, I see, let's put a tick box in there. Snap to guidelines. So you can snap to guidelines if you want to use them. So that's almost snapped to that. Oh, you used to be able to drag. You can't drag. Intersection. There we go. That's snapped. So you still have a snapping. One of the other things you can do with Corel, which you might be able to still do, you used to be able to rotate these guidelines. There we go. Oh, I just double clicked to turn up. Yeah. Okay, I double clicked and it's brought up the guidelines list. What I was going to do is rotate the guideline. You can do that if you needed to get something straight. Delete, and of course it removes it from this list. And you can modify the guidelines from here as well. That's now set to 0, 0. So let's see where we were. Hide inspectors. They're calling these things on the right here inspectors now, or maybe they did for a while, and they're not appearing. Normally that list of information that appears. So inspector corners. Let's have corners up. Turn on inspectors. We can do things like rounding, fillet, scallops. Must undo. Okay. Scallop. There you go. Undo the scallop and the chamfer. So let's hide those inspectors. I see. So that button there gets things on and off the screen quickly. Show status bar across the bottom, I think. Yes, I like that on. Yes, I do like that on. Allows another quick access to color tools, lines, how to set lines up, thickness of lines, rounding, behind fill, scale of object, all the things that I use regularly from the very early days of Corel. They're all here. Brilliant. Excellent. So what else? toolbar. That should be the colors. Oh, that's at the top. Toolbar's at the top. Show hide toolbar. It's hiding this. Customize toolbar allows you to rearrange, put tools that you commonly use up there. Enter full screen mode. Just allows you to work without any interruption. Can I get out of it with that? No. Oh, you have to go to the top. And this now. No, they didn't put a tick in that. They should have put a tick in that. Maybe a bug. Insert pages, document page. Right, okay, so you can actually create booklets with Corel. Yeah, it's not something I used to like to do, but we can actually make booklets. Should be pages along here somewhere. Where have they moved that to? Objects. I think we read about it when we started the program. They had moved it. Yeah, this is it. So you've got objects. You've got the master page. You've got page 1. Master page allows you to draw, and it will appear on every single page. So that's useful, for instance, if you're doing like something that shows through every single page, like a bit of graphic or something. Page 1. Yeah, you just do your usual graphics. Everything goes onto layer 1. All my design work here is in fact on that page. Sounds daft, but it is actually on this page according to this here. Normally it would go on the desktop layer. So something's changed. I think they've changed the program a little bit, because that didn't used to be the case. Right, what else can we look at? I think we'll just skip pages because it's pretty obvious. Effects. Now these have always been in here, but I see down here there's some new ones. Photo cocktail. I have absolutely no idea what that is. So that is new. Nope, no idea what photo cocktail is. Turn that off. Where was I? Pointillizer. Oh my word. Oh! That's made loads and loads of round circles. Wow. Brilliant. That may help. Uh-oh. I might put it a bit too... Sorry, so I had the circles. I didn't undo it, and now I think I'm putting the squares on top of the circles. Which... Oh, it did. Wow. Really like that. I might be quite interested in the effect for t-shirt design. So I still do t-shirt design. So that is a very, very interesting effect. There's a lot of effects here. Contour. Is this the old-fashioned contour? Yes, it is. Contour allows you to create multiple shapes and allows you to create all sorts of things. Very useful. For instance, if you had text, let's say Corel in Helvetica bold, and you wanted to put something on the outside. Is that inside or outside? I can't see with these tools. That must be the outside one. Apply. Console also light. Okay, it's not that one. Let's put 1 on there. Okay, so that's drawn it inside. Let's undo that and try. That's inside as well. Undo. Where's outside? Right, there's outside. It's not very intuitive with the naming. Oh, there it is. Apply contour to the outside of the object. Okay. So that's put an outline around the outside. So what you can do now is convert the curves, and you can now split this apart. Object, break contour apart, and you'll see I've got shape, and then you got another outside shape here. Of course, you can then do things like combining and so on. You can do all sorts of various things with it. Recenter that. It is dragging. Right. I'm gonna try it. Oh, my old trick of pressing C isn't working. C for centering. No, they changed it. Alignment. They've done right. I'm so used to pressing keyboard shortcuts to get things into the center, so that's changed. C and E it used to be on the keyboard. I'll have to find out what that will be. So what else we got in effects? Now these are normally bitmap effects, and these are a few other kind of effects. I don't think any of this is suitable for that. No, I do think so. Extrude basically changes things. It forces all the vectors into certain shapes. It's not really suitable for what we're doing, but it is fast. That first time was good to see. The screen is updating really fast, which is nice to see. Good old power clip. Alright, well, I'm going to speed up now and just get this over and get this video finished. You used to be able to pick up something like that and then drag over this, and it would say, do you want the power clip or something like that? Power clip inside. Oh yeah, I've just remembered the right mouse button is set to duplicate. So that item is now inside there. If I wanted to edit, sorry, they seem to have a menu here. Before it used to be down here, a little button used to come up saying, do you want to edit the power clip? But it's here right now. So there's the Corel within this boundary. On other programs, I think they call it a clipping area, or Illustrator calls it, I can't remember. It's like a mask area. Press finish, and we're back in there. So you can have you can say for instance have a circle. You pick that up, press right mouse button, power clip inside, click that, and it's taking the corner of that. The good thing is it's put it into place where I left it, so that's brilliant. And these two can be put on top of it. It's very good for manipulating artwork. And if you want to bring it back out, there was extract contents, and you just bin that. So all the usual tricks are there. Okay, so you can fit contacts. Okay, this is how it would when you power clip something. It's how it would behave. Bitmaps. Convert the bitmap. Simple. Basically turned it into pixels. I'm going to undo that because of vector a minute ago. And get rid of the edge of the power of the black. I'm going to convert to bitmap 300 dpi, and then I'm going to trace it with an outline clip art and see what that looks like. So I'm doing something really stupid. I'm converting a vector back into bitmap and then converting it back. So there's a shape. That's what it's going to look like. This is what it was before. I'm quite happy with that. And there it goes. It's done it. So I now separate the two, put it at the top. I could recolor it. I failed there. So that is now made up of multiple layers. Okay, so it's got a white on top of red, which is cut out. So I'm just moving the white out of the way. This is now quality's there. So if I go to the edit tool, can I edit? Okay. Normally you've got two handles. Brilliant. This is what I love about CorelDraw compared to Illustrator. Is the editability was fantastic. You've also got things like reduce nodes. Ugh. Undo. What happened there? Pick that up. Reduce nodes. I did absolutely diddly squat. Delete. You can delete it from the keyboard if there's too many, but there is ways of reducing them with this, I think it was. And you used to be able to just click that and it would do it automatically. But nothing's really happening. You used to have a slider that you could go up and down with. It's gone. But it is still CorelDraw. It's working as it should do. Now, plugins, bitmap mouse, text. Right, here we go. Tabs, formatting, fit text. Right. I won't go into too much to do with text. Most of the things there I recognise. There's that thing I was trying to find earlier on. This still in there. I just pressed the wrong combinations of keys. So we used to have a text flyout. Or a font sampler. Because things changed in the last version of CorelDraw. So you can see straight away what font you're using. Marker felt. Nice. So I'm intrigued. What did I see a minute ago? Font sampler. Okay, so you can actually type in some sample text here and it will actually show you different variations of certain fonts. I haven't seen that before. What else? Tables, that allows you to create tables, cells, like a spreadsheet sort of thing. I've never really used it, to be quite honest with you, so I don't really know. What else? We've got all the things that we're familiar with. We've got video tutorials. So where's that going to take us? going to take us back into Chrome. There it goes. And we've got some hints on CorelDraw Suite Mac. We've got some training videos here of how to use Corel. Yeah, go back in it. And of course we've got purchase. So there we go. Well, there's my quick overview of Corel. I hope that was interesting.